Is it ho or is it longer?
Capital. The capital is ho.
What did I?
So they'll go to ho. The capital of the Volkswagen is ho. So whether it's Angola or wherever, you still have to go to it. You understand?
This one, he's released a new one.
Yeah, he's released a new one.
Yeah, we have to. We are yet to drop it on the show. I don't know what we are waiting.
No, maybe we have to drop it
tomorrow. Inspirational song. Make a date with us. For his latest Christmas banger.
But this one was after 24th.
Yes, 24th was the big one.
We have to play 24th.
24th, we'll play that on Thursday.
On 24th.
On the 24th. All right. That's Friday, right?
Next week Friday.
Yeah. All right then. Let's get to it.
All right, our Drive Safe campaign is brought to us by Joy News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Toyota, superior quality. Now avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. We can't get tired doing these things. That's how to ensure your safe arrival. You can also search Drive Safe campaign on Instagram and watch videos of how road accidents are taking lives. Drive Safe campaign on Instagram.
Right, let's learn how to say it right. It's brought to us by Koba Payment App. Koba, our lives simplified. Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability is our hallmark.
Something must be done.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, chum.
Well, today I want us to spend a little time on singular and plural.
That's quite a minefield.
Well, yes, it can be, but it needn't be. Some words are exactly the same in singular as they are in the plural form, like arsenal.
Yes, I often hear people add an unnecessary S when they want to say the plural of arsenal.
Well, it's a common mistake I've heard people make with other words.
Oh, yes. Equipment.
Not equipments.
Furniture.
Not furniture.
Stationery.
Not stationaries.
Infrastructure.
Not infrastructures.
Yeah, you get the picture.
I believe everyone gets the picture now.
Thanks to you. Now we can all say it right and improve our vocabulary.
Not vocabularies.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
When we were in secondary school, a friend of mine was vying for environmental prefect. And someone asked him, so we see that, you have sheep coming, they get on campus and they've been, destroying things, the hedges and all of that. They've been feeding on them. So they asked him, how are you going to deal with that? And this was his response. As for the goats, sheep and cows eating our hedges, when they eat it, we water them, they will grow. My friend's name, his nickname at the time was Okoshala.
Environmental prefect.
He says, as for the goats, sheep and cows, when they eat the hedges, water them.
Tell me he lost.
He won.
Hey!
After a sound bite like that, how can he lose?
That guy would have won every position apart from chief officer. And chief officer is the school prefect. So apart from chief officer, which he knew he wouldn't win, he would win in any position.
So there's one that I keep hearing, and I wonder whether I should debate it or not. Cloths. I don't think that's a word. I don't think there's any circumstance under which you can say the plural of cloth is cloths. But I see it all the time.
So let's say it right.
We'll have to learn how to say it right one of these days, maybe. Let's get into the papers then.
Yes, the news review is brought to us by First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different. City Ceramica, your home, our priority. And CompuGhana, passion for technology.
All right, I'll start with the Daily Guide newspaper. Resigned to campaign Nana to flag bearers. We understand the president is pretty upset with what he's seeing, and he talks about back in 2008, even when there were 17 candidates in former President Kufuor's administration, they were not campaigning like these ones are doing, particularly in his first year of his second term.
Candidates
go around, you see. All right. But they say it's their supporters. Some of them say they don't know anything about it.
Their supporters. Well, so far, I mean, if you go to the Ashanti region today, and I'm sure if we were to ask our friends in Kumasi what they've seen, the billboards, there, they will tell us who are those who are campaigning. But of course, you've heard the Food and Agriculture Minister talk about
The president's friend.
If his party opens nominations, why not? You would want to contest that. You've also seen friends of John Allan Kojo Tremanting. You've seen friends of Dr. Baumia. Since they say they are friends, going around campaigning
with friends like these.
But the truth is, and the truth is, the party knows that there are two contenders. The rest are pretenders. They are not anywhere close. It's a straight fight between, Dr. Baumia and Alan Tremanting. The rest, like I will say,
We wait to see. Well, what I have heard though is that the assemblies will be pulling down all those billboards that you talk about, particularly in the Ashanti region, ahead of Sunday's conference. Court throws out Canada MP. What is interesting about the headline in the Daily Guide is that they actually don't have the story. The story that they have is that of Dr. Opunin's case, an update on that. So you will not find this story that has to do with Mr. James Kwesing, who, a high court annulled his elections, but they went to the Court of Appeal. So details of that, not necessarily in the Daily Guide, but when I get to the New Crusading Guide, I'll bring you updates on that. Don't frustrate government of 2-4 to MPs. European Bank gives court gives government 82.5 million euros for COVID-19. And then the opening chases a judge again. For the second time, Dr. Stephen Opunin wants the judge sitting on his case again out. So that battle is pretty much on. That's it for the Daily Guide.
Well, let's get to the Chronicle for this morning, and Proverbs chapter 19 verse 20. It says, listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise the rest of your days. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, that you may be wise the rest of your days.
And the banner headline.
Otumfo tells MPs, stop the to be in Parliament. You can neither determine policy for the executive nor frustrate them. So the Chronicle says
you can shape policy.
Well, no, I know Otumfo says that. Says, you can shape policy, but you shouldn't be seen as frustrating the government in executing its mandate. So he's advised members of Parliament that compromise should be the way to go, so that at the end of it all, the country would run. Akufo-Addo grabs 82.5 million euros from Europe, but we're waiting for Bagbin to return. That's the minority. Well, I'm sure you've seen the letter from Haruna Idrisu.
Yes.
Following the rejection of the motion, he says, well, since you say you are a member of Parliament for Bekwai, you're not the Speaker of Parliament. We're waiting for the Speaker of Parliament. And when the Speaker of Parliament comes, we're going to do that.
Today's 14th, isn't it?
It's
Mr.
14th,
Speaker is back in the country today. I
Yes.
understand he'll be sitting on Thursday.
Okay.
Well, let's see how it goes. Voltic.
Number 3.
Now he says he's number 2.
He's moved up.
He's moved up.
His friends
number 2.
And the Supreme Court tell him he's actually
the bench.
number 2. They tell him he's number 2, but when the president leaves the country and the vice president is around, the president tells you that in his absence, the vice president will be acting. It is only when the president and the vice president are not in the country, that's when you get to act. So, your friends can tell you a lot of things, but what happens...
Your friend can tell you a lot.
Yeah, but what actually happens is what will let you know your true state in the country. I mean, of course, your friends can always tell you. They can even tell you are number 1. You're the most powerful person in the world.
I'm glad we have something to laugh about.
Anyway, still on the front page, Voltic Olam Ghana sued over alleged money laundering, and we're told that an anti-corruption group, that's Movement for Truth and Accountability, now they've sued 4 private companies: Voltic Ghana Limited, Olam Ghana Limited, Ayas Ghana Limited, and Three Hills Limited for alleged money laundering and other financial breaches. Now, the Truth Movement claims that these companies were involved in financial breaches totaling over 26.9 billion, and according to the writ of summons dated 10th December 2021, the defendants during the year 2019 were involved in various economic crimes, which include under invoicing, tax evasion against the state of against the state of Ghana. Now, the writ says the GRA, which has the mandate under the law to hold and prevent the companies overreaching the economic interests of the country, allegedly failed or refused or neglected to exercise that power. So it's a case that is in court, and we'll find out. But the Backpay Champions League last 16 redraw PSG and then Real Madrid. So PSG had earlier drawn Manchester United, but unfortunately Atletico Madrid and others
What is
protested.
unfortunate about that?
It's unfortunate, we would have beaten them. rough. I mean, it's unfortunate because I mean, I'd have loved to see Ronaldo and Messi in action once again. But so it's unfortunate that we get to draw, Diego Simeone's side. They play some defensive football. It's not nice playing against them.
Okay, that's another perspective. I'm not sure I heard that yesterday.
Well, I mean, it's their kind of football makes it difficult playing against them. Yeah.
Well, all those the people teasing Manchester United. I didn't get it. There was who caused it?
Well, Atletico
I
Madrid
didn't get it yesterday. I mean, was it Manchester United that did the draw?
No,
there was an issue that they had to do it
Your
again.
misfortune.
They're
teasing you for your misfortune. That's it. That's what it's all about in football.
Let's look at the New Crusader Guy newspaper. Now the story is in this one. Asin North MP hot as court throws out appeal. It says the Court of Appeal in Cape Coast on Monday dismissed the Asin North MP James Kweson's application for referral to the Supreme Court for interpretation of Article 94(2)A of the 1992 Constitution. This one went straight to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, no, we're not going to entertain this. You should have raised it in the High Court. They've gone to, of course, the High Court did rule, and they've annulled that election, which means there's supposed to be a new election. But they are fighting it off. They went to the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal has not heard the substantive matter yet because they raised other issues. And this new application was filed by Chachu Chikata, counsel for the NP. And they also wanted to file additional supplementary grounds for appeal. The court would not hear that. So the battle is still pretty much on. It looks like we're closing in on this issue. 137. What happens next? The Otum Force, is it appeal or how would you put it? Or warning or advice to Parliament? It's also captured in the paper. And former IGP discontinues Kweku Anand's case after judge's warning. This is the former IGP Asante David Apietu, who was taken on a journalist. And he says that he's discontinued that matter. I think that will be it.
Well, the Finder newspaper says MPs can't dictate policies to executive, but government must also incorporate useful inputs. Asante Boateng, I will mobilize NPP for sure win. 241 million is to facilitate GRA's collection of e-levy finance ministry. And COVID-19 response, Ghana secures 82.5 million euros from European Investment Bank. Court dismisses 2 applications of the embattled Asin North MP. You've talked about that. And tipper truck driver fined 960 Ghana cedis for killing boy 11. That's a sad one there. We're told that this boy killed by a tipper truck driver taken to court, and he's been fined. Of course, it was an accident, but he's been fined 960 Ghana cedis.
So I'm
That's
assuming,
a painful truth.
wait, was it his fault? If he was fined, then that means
He was guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was guilty. But a fine is all the judge.
You remember when we
considers.
engaged the MTT? Was it the MTTD boss? He said that some of the punishment was rather very low. It's easy for people to just pay and go away, and in some cases
It's
repeat.
less than 1,000 Ghana cedis. Imagine if that's your son, and this is the value that the court has put on the consequence of the action that led to his death.
Is it the court or is us? Because they are simply just applying what is in the law.
Really?
Because punishment is prescribed.
Yes, I know this, but there is a range, and the judge decides where on that range to place, that punishment. Even imprisonment is an option. So when you decide that what you're going to do is charge less than 1,000 cedis.
But remember also that there are so many elements in there. So there are a lot of things that the judge would consider before, placing this kind of punishment.
Well, he considered it, and that's what he decided.
Yeah. All right, let's do the economy times. Do we have time to do
Sure,
two more?
sure.
Okay. Uncertainty over e-levy threatens government's fiscal consolidation program. So it says the tussle over the controversial electronic transaction levy by both majority and minority in parliament may put the government's planned fiscal consolidation and growth agenda under threats if it is scrapped from the 2022 budgets and economic policy of government. There are those who are going back to Kumi Preko and the demonstration against the hardships during those times, and also the VATs, the imposition of VATs. And they're saying, you know what, just what happened, in those days, just do it again. Go back, have, talk to people, make sure that you have a lot of people coming onto the table, and then you can go ahead with this.
Okay, so let's get to the Daily Statesman. Compromise makes sense as Antihini urges Parliament not to frustrate the executive. And COVID-19, European Investment Bank supports Ghana with 82 million euros. Let your conduct inspire hope, NPP tells aspirants. And Opuni files another motion to oust Onyenuga. And it says that Dr. Stephen Opuni, who's a former CEO of Cocoa Board, has once again filed a motion asking Justice Clemens Onyenuga to recuse himself from hearing the 217 million financial loss case for allegedly exhibiting biased tendencies and open hostility towards him. Now, this time around, he says that Justice Onyenuga has been giving the Attorney General preferential treatment in the case.
All right. So let's do the online review. It's brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and Enterprise Life. No matter how much you make for a living, Enterprise Life has life solutions carefully crafted for you. Enterprise Life, your advantage.
It's Christmas time again, and there's a lot to be thankful for. In appreciation, Goyle has released its Aseda train. Yes, Goyle Aseda train, moving from station to station across the nation. Catch it, buy any Goyle products and get rewarded with quality Goyle branded items, including t-shirts, face towels, dusters, tissue boxes, and many more assorted souvenirs. Look, you only need to be alert this Christmas at any Goyle station near you, because the Goyle Aseda train could be making a stop. Spot it, buy your Goyle products, and get rewarded. Christmas is early at Goyle this year. Get on board Goyle Aseda promo and get rewarded. Afishapa, Goyle, good energy.
All right, on myjoyonline.com, Economic Fighters League quits Fix the Country movement. Go and find out why. Another one here. Kenoforiata took over 4 years to pay back 5 million loan. Kofi Amwabing is the one saying that.
In his book.
Yes. Oh, by the way, yesterday, was it you, Winston, who mentioned this thing about municipal assemblies always giving out contracts to private companies to do collection of rates? Yes. So somebody sent me an article on my on WhatsApp, and while I was reading it, I actually thought it was a real article. Right? It was a statement from the Movement for Truth in Municipal Financing. Movement for Truth in Municipal Financing. I thought it was a real thing. I read it. It made, like, they were even making some very salient points about, why must, private contractors be brought in, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of it, they sign off with their acronym. Movement for Truth in Municipal Financing. And their acronym is MOTRUMUFI.
Let's go for the BBC.
It's time for the BBC.
It's brought to us by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Sefi Brothers.
Enterprise alive and see we are moving. We are cruising. Forward China from Enterprise Life. Jam I want some more. Now we're done at the crowd. Dream big with us. You for dream big. Go on, dream big with us. Dream big with us.
Enterprise, your advantage.
I nearly gave up on driving. driving out of frustration. What hadn't I done? Purging, replacing electrical parts, changing my fuel pump, and still the engine noise in my car won't stop. Then I met this guy who said I should try Goil Fuel. By the way, my name is Thomas.